It's hard to believe how quick time flies. I mean, I remember the first day of middle school, my teacher was like, before you guys even know it, you guys are gonna graduate and you guys are gonna have jobs. And I was just like, yeah, okay, yeah, we'll see about that. Yeah, that was 13 years ago. And I have no idea where those 13 years went. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because the Galaxy S10 and S10 Plus and S10e have been around for about 8 months now. And that's just crazy. I have no idea where those 8 months went. Like it just flew by within a blink of an eye. And I still remember my first video I did on the S10 Plus, and I had a bunch of anti-Samsung haters and Apple fanboys telling me, oh, good luck with that in about 6 months when the phone starts slowing down. Well, like I said, it's been 8 months, so let's check it out. So if you guys are new here, the model I have is the 512 gigabytes of storage, 8 gigabytes of RAM, and it is the ceramic black edition of the S10 Plus. So first, let's see how this phone actually held up physically. Is there any scratches on it? Is there any scuffs, cracks, whatever, so on and so forth. So I use this phone mainly with the Rhinoshield bumper case, which is the case I have here. And sometimes if I'm feeling frisky, I will use it without any case at all, just bare phone. Now, looking at the actual front of the display, the glass itself, I am proud to say that there is no scratches at all. And that to me is crazy because the iPhone 11 Pro Max that I have been using already has very, very small like spider web scratches on the display. And for this phone, the S10 Plus, 8 months old, not to have a single scratch on the display itself is, that's pretty shocking. Now, the back of the phone is no different at all. Since this is the ceramic version, and as you guys know, ceramic is much harder to scratch than your typical kind of phone glass, the back of it is completely flawless. It's almost as if I just got it out of the box and I'm looking at it. Not a single speck, not a single scuff mark, no scratches whatsoever, nothing. I mean, this phone really held its shape up. I absolutely love ceramic, and I wish every premium phone had a version of ceramic. I just feel like it gives you an extra peace of mind that you're not gonna accidentally scratch it, or if you drop it, it's gonna survive a little bit better than your typical glass. And before we continue, guys, as you guys know, I use Rhinoshield cases, and Rhinoshield right now is having a huge discount up to 60% Black Friday sales. And if you use my code MarksTech10, you can add on 10% on top of the already 60% that you are saving for a grand total of, if you're good at math, 70% discounts on Rhinoshield's website. I will leave a link in the description for you guys to check out. I love their cases, man. I have one here, I have another one that's on my S10 Plus, and I also have 2 more for the S10 Plus, or actually this is for the Note 10 Plus. So I have Rhinoshield cases literally laying around everywhere, and they are fantastic. My main concern about this phone, and I think Samsung kind of cheaped out a little bit on this, is the rear camera housing. For some reason, someone over at Samsung was like, hey, let's do a ceramic version of this phone. And everyone was like, yeah, that's a good idea because that's awesome, right? Who wouldn't want that? Well, that same guy was also like, let's also do aluminum. Samsung, why? Why? Why did you make this phone? Hang on, let me get it out of this awesome Rhinoshield case. Why in the world would you make ceramic, which is good for durability, but you also include aluminum, which is so soft that a single drop will dent the frame? Makes no sense. But the rear camera housing, I'll show you guys up close pictures, is also aluminum. And since the camera housing sticks out a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit, if you put it down without a case, obviously that camera housing is gonna be touching the surface you put it on first. Well, there are a ton of scuff marks around the camera housing. Samsung, just do stainless steel. Will it make your phone heavier? Yeah, but your build quality is gonna go way up. Using a phone day to day is very important. Obviously, that's what many of you guys are doing. And again, many people were saying that Samsung is gonna slow down. Many people in my videos were making fun of me for going to Samsung, no idea why. But again, for the past 8 months that I've been using it, it's been working flawlessly, whether you're watching movies on it, whether you're scrolling with super silky smooth scrolling, or whether you're just playing some good old-fashioned Call of Duty on it. This thing performs just as good as day one. So I think those things about Samsung were mainly from their very first Samsung Galaxy devices, the ones that actually do slow down. But these new Samsung devices are really fast. Like, I mean, even my Note 10 Plus, which is a lot newer, but even that's holding up perfectly. The cameras on the S10 Plus are, well, I mean, they're fantastic. I mean, they are just as good as they were day one. They don't really, you know, degrade in quality. Yeah, they're good. If you're into really punchy colors, kind of over exaggerated a little bit, then this phone camera is for you. And that's not a bad thing by any means. I think, in fact, straight out of camera, without any editing, without any auto editing that you can press in the camera application, or the gallery application, I should say, if you like that type of look, straight to Instagram, straight to social media, yeah, the S10 Plus is fantastic. Now, the battery life on this phone did take a considerable hit. When I first got the phone for the first month and a half, I was getting about 7 to 8 hours of screen on time, and now I'm getting about 5.5 to 6 hours of screen on time. I didn't install anything new on the phone. Like, everything that I've had on the phone since I got it is pretty much what I have now. I'm not really crazy on video games and all these apps. Like, some people have like just hundreds and hundreds of applications. I don't. I have like maybe just the social media apps and YouTube, and that's pretty much it. But battery life did take quite a bit of a hit. It's still good. I mean, 5.5 to 6 hours of screen on time is still, it'll get you through the day, no problem. But it did take a considerable hit. I mean, just as an example, my Pixel 3a, which is about 7 months old now, was getting 5.5 hours, from the first month. And even today, it's still getting about 5.5 hours. So that battery really almost didn't go down at all. So this phone, when it first came out, was $1,200 because of that ceramic edition. So let's see what you can get it for today. Ouch. $677. That's almost half of the price that I paid for it. And that's nothing really new. Samsung devices do not really hold their value, and I'll tell you why. Because Samsung releases like 100 phones a year, probably even more than that if you count like every Galaxy A, Galaxy S, and whatever else they have around Europe and other countries. I live in America, so I don't know. All we know here is the Galaxy S series, okay? Don't flag me. But that's the reason why the prices just go down, because they just release so many phones a year, they don't hold their value. And just for an example, the iPhone 10 from 2017, when it first came out, it's $1,000. Now you can pick it up for about $450. So just in 2 years, it only lost about $550 of retail price. And that is not bad at all. So if you buy a Samsung brand new, you're gonna be kicking yourself in the butt after just about 8 months, because half of your phone's value is now gone. But if you're planning to pick one up today or in the coming months, you're gonna have a fantastic phone for the price of a mid-range Samsung device, not even Samsung device, mid-range Android device. So if you're looking to pick one up for the holidays, this phone is gonna be fantastic for you, for your family members, for your friends. I mean, damn, if you got friends that are willing to spend that much money on you and get you a brand new Samsung device, why not? So yeah, this phone's fantastic. 8 months has went by like nothing, and it still performs just as good as day one. The Samsung Galaxy S11 is just right around the corner, and I'm super excited to get my hands on it. So guys, this was Mark from Mark's Tech. I hope you all have a fantastic Thanksgiving, and adios.